Hello. So today we are going to be focusing on our theme of fire. So fire is one of Earth's elements. And what's wonderful is a lot of times in yoga, we can use the idea of fire or the theme of fire to motivate us to create heat within the body, kind of energizing our body and our minds, as well as creating strength, primarily in the solar plexus region, the core region. That's where we hold a lot of the idea of fire within. So we'll practice a little bit of breath of fire today, which comes from a Kundalini style of yoga. But you'll also probably recognize a lot of strength movements for the abdominals that come out in a power style class, which is my favorite. So I'm excited to get started today. So let's go ahead, begin on our backs. And I'm gonna right away just kind of pull my knees into my chest. If you're wanting to get a little deeper breaths, you can start with the knees kind of lower. And then as you continue to kind of breathe, you can let those knees maybe start to creep higher and higher in towards the chest. Feel free with your exhales, though, to allow those knees to kind of release from the chest, just so you can really feel that exhale, release and relax. So after 4 to 5 inhales and exhales, you can begin to lower those knees down towards the mat. I'm going to bring my hands out at T position. I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg. Inhaling here, exhaling, letting those legs fall to my left hand side. Eyes are going to fall to my right hand side. I'm going to hold here 2 to 3 breaths. Following this next exhalation, you're going to bring those knees to center, uncross and recross opposite side. One final breath here. Bringing those knees back in once again to center, knees into the chest, and then extending up and out into happy baby. Maybe a side to side rock will feel good here. Feel free to do so. You'd like to hook the big toe with the index and middle finger and lengthen into a bit more of a straddle style stretch. You're welcome to as well. Sometimes I like to kind of go between a happy baby into that reclining straddle stretch if you want a nice stretch on the inside of the legs. Good work. From here, we'll slowly bring those feet down onto the mat. I'm going to roll to my right side just to sit myself up, facing forward, finding my tailbone right underneath me. And I'm going to then engage my belly, tuck that belly in towards my spine, and hold the back of my legs in my first Navasana. So this is a supported half boat pose. This should be relatively easy for most yogis, and with your experience, I'm sure it feels relatively easy, but it is nice to find that balance and get those abdominals kind of engaging. From here, we're going to do our first breath of fire. Breath of fire is quick, powerful exhalations while we hold our bellies nice and tight. So here we already have this engagement, but by supporting our lower body with our hands, we can focus on our breath. So you may be able to hear me in the video. I'm going to begin my breath of fire between 5 to 10 breaths, give or take. Ready? Now, deep inhale. Quick, powerful exhalations. Inhale here. Breath of fire out. Wonderful. We can do breath of fire also from our easy seat. I'm going to continue just facing the front of my mat here, hands on my belly. I'm going to feel that powerful breath of fire. I can feel those quick little pulses. That's what we want to create that heat in that belly. Let's find true Hafnavasa now. Breath of fire. Good. Lengthen out. Low boat. Inhale. Breath of fire out. Half boat. Inhale long. Exhale, breath of fire. Inhale long. Exhale, breath of fire. Inhale long. One more time. Support those legs. Knees into the chest. Wonderful work. Feet flat on the mat. Let's roll forward fold. Lengthen through those legs. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to move through a full sun salutation A here. Inhale, flat back. First time on the hands, support high plank. You can drop from your knees or your toes into a chaturanga lower, finding your upward facing dog, exhaling into down dog. Good. From down dog now, let's inhale, find our nice high plank. Let's hold here. Breathing nice and long. We feel that heat in the abdominals, nice tightness there, which is what we want. Feeling that fire within our core and our center. On our next inhale, let's keep that right hand down. Let's roll into a side plank, left hand high. One breath here. One more inhale. On our exhale, we'll switch to our opposite side. Hand down, right hand high. Inhale. Exhale. Side plank. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale, transition down. Let's inhale, take a chaturanga, move through our upward facing dog or cobra back into our downward facing dog. Good work. Eyes looking to the front of the mat. We're going to step, walk, or hop all the way forward. Good. Walk ourselves back. Tailbone, midpoint of our mat. Hafnavasana. Inhale. Breath of fire out. Low boat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You see I'm just moving back and forth between my low boat to high boat. Inhale on low boat, exhale on high boat. Good. Let's do one more. We're going to add our breath of fire once we find our high boat. Wonderful work. Feet come to the mat, rolling up, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let's find that high plank once again. Inhale, left hand high, side plank. Exhale down. Inhale, right hand high, side plank. Exhale down. Inhale, chaturanga lower. Let's find our upward facing dog. Moving through that vinyasa into our down dog. Good work. Now, when you feel ready and comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and twist, opening the thoracic spine to the right, or opening my heart center to the right, twisting through my thoracic spine. Taking the left hand across to the outside of the right ankle, eyes looking up through that right side. Good. Let's find down dog once again. Same thing, opposite direction. Right hand goes to the outside of the left ankle, eyes looking up through that left arm. Back to center. Good work. Let's go ahead. Step, hop, or walk all the way forward. Forward fold. Let's get off those hands just briefly. Maybe walk out in a nice ragdoll, whatever feels comfortable. Wonderful work. When you feel ready, let's root to rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Good work. Now, just like before, we're going to make our way onto our tailbone. But to get there, I want us to go ahead, bring feet together. Let's find our chair pose. Hands can be at our heart center or long. Good. And then as we exit our chair pose, we're going to drop that tailbone down, down, down. Hands are going to come behind us, support our body, find our half boat. Let's find our low boat, just like earlier. Half boat up, low boat down. Half boat up, low boat down. Good. Last time, half boat up, hands behind the legs, get those feet underneath us, hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Left hand high, side plank. And down. Right hand high, side plank. And down. Downward facing dog. Exhaling into this posture. Left hand now is going to reach underneath us to the outside of that right leg, just like before. Nice, beautiful twist. But as we release that left hand, we're going to find our high plank. And we're going to reach forward with that left hand as well. Good. And then slowly let it drop down. Find our down dog. Right hand coming underneath us, reaching to the outside of that left leg. Good. And then finding our single-handed high plank. Right hand coming forward. Good work. Hands to the mat. Downward facing dog on all fours. Good work. Eyes looking up to the front of the mat. Step, walk, or hop. Feet coming together. And we're going to raise up into our chair pose. And from here, we can then bring hands to heart center. Let's exit by rooting to rise. Let's lengthen through those legs. Hands go up. And we're going to take a ragdoll forward fold after our exhale all the way down. Good work. So from here, let's once again release hands, support our body as we walk ourselves out. We're coming back. Tailbone to the midpoint of our mat. The only difference now is we're going to release our back all the way down, but our eyes are going to be looking up towards our feet. Just because the sun's in my eyes, I'm going to flip right now. Okay?
So you can see I'm already keeping that lower back pressing down towards the mat. Nice tight abdominals engaged. Head and neck is lifted. Hands interlace behind the head. I'm going to go ahead, lengthen my left leg out. Right knee is going to come in towards my chest. I'm going to twist in a yogi bicycle. And then I'm going to switch. Twist and switch. Twist and switch. One more time. Twist and switch. Good job. Both legs out. Low boat to high boat. Low boat to high boat. Low boat to high boat. Last one. We're going to be long. Good work. Hold here. Bring those knees into the chest. Hands behind the head. Twist. Bicycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Knees in. Head and neck are still up. Abs are still engaged. Low boat. And back to knees to chest. Low boat. Back to knees to chest. Low boat. 2 more. Knees in. Head and neck are still up. Extend out. Good. 1 more. Doing amazing. Nicely done. Let's finally release head and neck to the mat. So we finally get that kind of like release in our neck and shoulders, but also the release in the abdominals. Now, I naturally just kind of kept my knees in at my chest. They're welcome to drop down, feet to the mat. We're going to let those abdominals recover just a bit here. I'm keeping just my eyes closed since I'm outdoors, feeling the sunshine. Wonderful work. You're always welcome to towel off, grab water at this time if you need it. Awesome work. Okay, let's begin our transition. Now, we can use both sides of our mat. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go from laying on our backs like so. I'm just going to roll onto my right side. Good work. So I'm facing the camera so you guys can see me. I'm going to lengthen my legs out. Okay, we're going to do both sides so it doesn't matter which direction we're facing right now. But we're going to find a side plank from the forearm. I'm going to lift up right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to then make this become the front of my mat. I'm going to go ahead, rotate over into a forearm side plank here. Okay. Left hand then turns to face the right side of my mat. Forearm side plank here. Good. Right hand comes down. Forearm side plank facing the front of the mat. Right hand turns in. Forward forearm side plank this direction. So you can now see that transition. I'm going to drop down, face the front, hold here. We're going to tap right hip down, center, right hip down, or left hip down, sorry, center, left hand coming down, side plank, right hand can then go up, still in this forearm side plank, right hand coming down, find our center and hold, left hip's going to dip, back to center, right hip's going to dip, back to center, right hand's going to turn, left hand goes high, side plank. Good work. Let's go ahead, drop all the way down to our belly. We are going to find locust pose. Hands are going to come alongside our body. We're going to lift the chest, lift the legs, lift the arms, hold here. Let's bring those hands forward and hands back. Hands forward, hands back, holding that locust, and back, Last one. Forward and back. Good work. Hands on the mat, toes underneath us. Reverse chaturanga up, downward facing dog. Good. Let's take that left hand under our body to the right. Open up to the right. Left hand's going to extend all the way out. Side plank. Or sorry, single arm, extended high plank, then lifting into our side plank. Good. Hands coming down, down dog. Right hand reaches under and across, twisting and lifting through that heart center. Right hand then extends forward, high plank to side plank. Back down, downward dog. Let's add to that. Left hand goes under and across, twist and open right side. Now as I come to high plank, left hand goes out. Can we float that right leg? Good. Can we find our side plank? And back down, down dog. Good work. Last time, right hand goes under and through. Right hand then goes forward, floating in that high plank, floating that left foot. Good. Finding that side plank, right hand goes up. And right hand comes down. Let's find that downward facing dog. Wonderful work. Let's drop to those knees, recover, child's pose. Now our last big push to get the most out of this solar plexus region is going to have us go ahead, roll to sit ourselves up, half hero. From here we can get onto our feet, forward fold. I love to really just like slide, letting the head, neck, and shoulders roll up as slow as is comfortable. No rush here. Good work. So we're going to transition. We've done a lot of work on our hands in plank position today, and we've done a lot of work on our backs and our boat style poses. But we're going to now transition, taking one step forward, turning to face the long direction of our mat, heels in, finding what we would call a comfortable goddess stance. So my legs are a little tight today, so my goddess is a little shortened. Okay, but there's no real right or wrong position here. So let's go ahead, kind of find our goddess. The hips dip. I'm letting like a little bit of weight open the knees. Maybe twist those shoulders. Right shoulder forward dropping. And then the same thing in the left shoulder. Good. Now, as we come back to center, let's come upright, hands behind the head. We're going to go ahead and dip. Left elbow down to right knee, and then dip our goddess. Right elbow to right knee, dip our goddess. Notice I'm not collapsing that chest forward, I'm keeping it open. Dip our goddess. Right elbow to right knee, dip our goddess. Back and forth, left and dip, right and dip, left and dip, right and dip. Let's pause. We're going to turn. Right heel comes up. Left knee goes forward. Dip. Back to center. Opposite side. Dip. Back to center. Now let's combine them. Left elbow to left knee. Dip our seat. Face the left. Dip our knee. And back. That's one sequence. We're going to go right and dip. Right and dip. See that pattern? Left and dip. Left and dip. Right. Sorry guys. And dip. Right and dip. Left and dip.
left and dip, right and dip, right and dip, left and dip, left and dip. Last one, right and dip, right and dip. Good work, guys. Let's bring those hands back to the knees. Drop those shoulders. Whew. And finally, what we all want is to lengthen through those legs. Good work. So I'm in my goddess stance for this forward straddle stretch. I'm going to find what would be more my true straddle stretch where I can really widen out, lengthen all the way down, maybe even reach for those ankles to really release and stretch here. Maybe even bring those hands forward. Good work. Now, to cool down from that, I'm going to close at my goddess or my straddle stretch just a bit. I'm going to turn slightly to the right, drop that knee, have a nice open lizard here. Good. Bring it back to underneath me. I'm going to circle right over to the left. Do the same thing. Maybe do that one more time if it feels good. It's a nice, natural kind of back and forth for me. It should feel really nice following that little bit of leg work, little bit of hip work, primarily abdominal work today. Finding that fire within by creating that energy. I'm just coming right back over to the left side one final time. Again, adjust as necessary. Wonderful work. I'm going to go ahead, sit back in a nice wide child's pose here. Before I completely relax into my Shavasana, I'm going to give some space for a really nice, beautiful, long pigeon pose hold. Okay, this is something that really can get added on to any flow. So you're always welcome to pause videos, add this in if your body needs it, but I'm just going to bring forward my right foot, facing away from the sun here so I can be nice and comfy as I drop my weight into that right leg. Again, and many of us in class will immediately drop into sleeping pigeon. Do what feels right for your body. If you want to support your body a little bit more, you're welcome to. Depending on how much traveling movement you've had yet today when watching this video, base your pigeon pose accordingly always. I've adjusted into a supported, from a supported into a sleeping pigeon pose now. Really begin to feel the body release and relax. So if you're still holding your pigeon and you feel like there's a little bit of change in your body, feel free to adjust. Good. And just as before, I'm going to bring my hands underneath me, lift out of my pigeon so I can enter the same way on my opposite side. Take your time getting there. Again, listen to your body as you enter.
keeping yourself supported or upright as long as you'd like. And then feeling free to adjust at any point as you start to feel that body respond. Wonderful work. Let's take our time beginning to exit. The only thing is, as I exit this pigeon pose, I'm not going to step back into down dog. I'm going to allow the hips to shift onto the left side so that I can bring my legs forward, again facing away from the sun if you're outdoors, so that you can gradually descend into a Shavasana posture. Remember, the importance of Shavasana as you lay quietly is to quiet your body and your mind. To also honor the work that you did within your body. Today we focused on that fire within. So as we rest, we want to reward the energy that we've created and the space we've created to hold that energy within our body. From this Savasana, you're always welcome to keep this Savasana longer and pause your video or begin to add that movement to your body. Slowly exiting the stillness by bringing movement to your fingers, your toes, your arms, your legs. Maybe stretching out one final time. And when you feel ready and comfortable, returning to an upright seated position. Sitting here nice and relaxed, nice and open in our hearts and our minds. Still feeling the strength and the confidence that comes from holding that fire energy within our bodies. Breathing in, breathing out. Grateful for all things.
Bringing hands to heart center. Tucking chin to chest. The light in me honors and sees the light that is in you. That is Namaste.